Bing Xin weakly muttered, "Senior." For some reason, Bing Xin felt a gentle aura radiating from Elder Zhu. "It seems they didn't pursue us," Elder Zhu said softly, halting his steps. "Take it. It will help with your injuries." After scanning the surroundings, Elder Zhu retrieved a jade bottle from his storage ring and handed it to Bing Xin. The jade bottle was entirely black, but inside it held a pill the size of a dragon's eye. Even through the bottle, Bing Xin, with her formidable strength, could sense the terrifying power emanating from the pill. This was no ordinary pill. That was Bing Xion's first thought. Bing Xin didn't hesitate. Given her serious internal injuries, she quickly extended her delicate hand and took the jade bottle from Elder Zhu. The moment she took it, Elder Zhu's face showed a trace of satisfaction, though Bing Xin didn't notice. As soon as the bottle touched her hand, a gentle energy began to seep from it. Bing Xin softly removed the stopper, and an overwhelming medicinal fragrance immediately filled the air. Without further delay, Bing Xin swallowed the pill. Gulp, gulp. As the pill slid down her throat, it ignited like gunpowder, transforming into waves of pure, soothing energy that nourished her body. As the energy spread through her, the sealing force left by the immortal binding ring, which had lingered within her body, gradually dissipated into invisible ripples, spreading outward. "Thank you, Senior." Bing Xin was overjoyed at the sight. The power of the immortal binding ring seal had been a tricky issue for her, but now, with its dissolution, she couldn't help but be ecstatic. "Now that your injuries are no longer a concern, you should return quickly," Elder Zhu nodded in satisfaction. "Master, I did all this for you, but next time, don't bring shame upon yourself," Elder Zhu thought to himself. "But, Senior," Bing Xion's eyebrows furrowed slightly. Although this mysterious expert's strength likely reached at least the half-step Docian level, the Fire Kirin pill held immense importance for her poison sect. Without it, someone in the poison sect might not survive, which was why Bing Xin had been so determined to protect the Fire Kirin pill. "What is it? What more do you want, child?" Elder Zhu asked, slightly surprised. "Senior, I know you're incredibly strong, but the Fire Kirin pill is of vital importance to our poison sect. Without it, one of our members will surely die. So I beg you, Senior, please return the Fire Kirin pill to me. If you do, Bing Xin is willing to serve you in any way." Bing Xin pleaded, dropping to her knees in front of Elder Zhu. "Sigh, this pill is just as important to me." Elder Zhu sighed. He had taken the pill from Pill King Chen Xin while Bing Xin was still weakened, hoping to deceive her. He hadn't expected Bing Xin to be so sharp, realizing that he had the Fire Kirin pill all along. "Senior." Bing Xion's voice shifted, no longer cold but instead tinged with softness and stubbornness. "You should return now. Don't think about the pill anymore." Elder Zhu seemed to make a difficult decision before speaking. Even though the Poison Sect Master was a genuine Docian expert, with ties to both the Incense Pavilion and the Myriad Flowers Pavilion Masters, compared to a true Docian, the allure of the pill was greater. Damn it! Upon hearing this, Bing Xin felt a wave of frustration. In the next moment, her aura drastically changed. A surge of killing intent erupted from her body as Bing Xin glared at Elder Zhu with icy determination. By now, Elder Zhu had already stowed away the Fire Kirin pill, his figure shrouded in the black cloak, giving him a sinister appearance. "Give it up, young one." Elder Zhu instantly sensed the murderous intent surging from Bing Xin, but the difference in their strength was too vast. No matter how intense her killing intent was, it was nothing more than a gentle breeze to him, barely even an itch. Boom, boom, boom. Despite the terrifying strikes that hit Elder Zhu, he remained completely unmoved, as if Bing Xion's attacks were nothing more than raindrops lightly tapping his body, causing no pain whatsoever. "Sigh, you really are stubborn." Elder Zhu sighed. "You should leave now. There may be others with ill intentions toward you. Oh, and when you see your Sect Master, do me a favor and say hello from Elder Zhu of the Incense Pavilion." Just as Elder Zhu was about to turn and leave, he suddenly felt an overwhelming sense of pressure. For someone like Elder Zhu, a half-step Docian expert, To feel such terror, there could only be one reason. A true Douxian. Elder Zhu quickly turned and scanned the surroundings, shocked to find two women had appeared beside Bing Xin. He recognized one as the woman who had accompanied her to the auction. But when Elder Zhu's gaze shifted slightly, he saw a middle-aged woman gently supporting Bing Xin. "Are you all right?" The middle-aged woman, with a warm smile, asked as she helped Bing Xin. "Master," Bing Xin trembled as she spoke. "I'm fine," she said, her voice shaking. The poison sect had paid a hefty price to obtain the fire Kirin pill at the auction, and her failure to deliver it filled Bing Xin with guilt. "Don't worry, senior sister, with Master here, everything will be fine," said Lin Zhu with a soft smile. Bing Xin, feeling reassured, glanced at her master, the poison sect master, and smiled faintly. Who was involved this time? Even though the middle-aged woman's face was veiled, her otherworldly beauty still shone through. As she asked, both Lin Zhu and Bing Xin sensed a faint hint of displeasure from beneath the veil. "Master, it was two Xingzha of the Tu clan, Master Lu and Pil King Chen Xin," Bing Xin replied. "Good. Two Xingzha of the Tu clan. Master Lu, Pil King Chen Xin. Sun Dalong of the Sun clan. One day, the poison sect will settle these scores. My poison sect disciples are not to be trifled with." The middle-aged woman's voice turned into a terrifying wave of pressure aimed at Elder Zhu. "It's really her. The poison sect master." At this moment, Elder Zhu was certain beyond a doubt. This overwhelming presence could only belong to the poison sect master herself, a genuine Douxian expert. "Now, it's time to settle our accounts. To think you stole from one of my poison sect disciples. Zhu Jin, how do you think we should resolve this?" The middle-aged woman's voice turned cold as black and white dou qi surged around her, brimming with deadly power. "What do you mean?" Elder Zhu frowned, knowing that the poison sect master, as a true Douxian, was far stronger than his half-step Douxian level. The difference between a true Douxian and a half-step Douxian is vast, far beyond mere levels of power. A half-step Douxian can easily defeat a 9-star Dou Di with just a flick of the wrist, but a true Douxian, with just their presence, can cause a 9-star Dou Di to retreat without a fight. Everyone knows that a Douxian possesses the force of life and death within their body, a power that no Dou Di can withstand. "Humph! I can't believe the incense pavilion has someone like you," the poison sect master sneered coldly, her force of life and death, a swirling mix of black and white, churning violently around her, suppressing Elder Zhu's Dou Qi significantly. "A true Douxian is indeed formidable," Elder Zhu thought, sighing inwardly as he realized there was no way out of this. The next moment, Elder Zhu reluctantly retrieved the smooth fire Kirin pill and tossed it toward the poison sect master. He knew that while she was a true Douxian, her relationship with the incense pavilion's master meant she wouldn't actually kill him. "You think it ends here?" the poison sect master asked with a chilling smile after catching the pill. "Poison sect master, don't push it." Elder Zhu's voice grew stern. He could tell that she had no intention of letting him go easily. No one understood better than Elder Zhu the gap between a half-step Douxian and a true Douxian. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been stuck at the half-step level for so many years. "Master, I was surrounded by Master Lu and Pil King Chen Xin earlier. It was Elder Zhu who saved me," Bing Xin interjected, her voice filled with concern. She knew her master's strength well. If things escalated, Elder Zhu might not survive. "Now that we have the pill, we should leave," Bing Xin urged cautiously. The poison sect master acknowledged Bing Xion's words, her expression softening briefly. Then she turned to Elder Zhu, her face hardening again. "Excessive? Why don't you ask your pavilion master who's being excessive?" Without giving Elder Zhu a chance to respond, the poison sect master attacked. The terrifying black and white force of life and death surged from her delicate hand, carrying an overwhelming wave of death toward Elder Zhu. If this attack landed, even if he didn't die, he'd be severely injured. "Damn it!" Elder Zhu cursed, quickly channeling his immense Dou Qi. In an instant, a silvery Dou Qi enveloped him, and although his own force of life and death emerged, It was much weaker than the poisoned Sect Masters. Fontian. Today, I'll avenge my sect and slay you, the poisoned Sect Master shouted, her voice seething with anger. In a flash, she appeared right before Elder Zhu, her palm brimming with force of life and death, ready to strike him down. Sigh. Xiao Han, why must it come to this? I was in the wrong back then. Just as Elder Zhu was preparing to deploy an array to defend against the terrifying attack, a white light suddenly appeared. With the appearance of that light, the poisoned Sect Master's devastating Do Xian level attack was effortlessly neutralized. Fontian, how dare you show your face again? The poisoned Sect Master didn't even turn her head as she shouted angrily at the figure cloaked in white light. Master's emotions are unstable. This isn't good, Bing Xin murmured to herself as she noticed her master's pulse quickening. Though her master could now control the calamity poison body, if it erupted again, the consequences would be unimaginable. Xiao Han, the white light, gradually coalesced into the figure of a middle-aged man. His long black hair was tied up at the top of his head, and his chiseled features made him look strikingly handsome. Don't call me Xiao Han, the poisoned Sect Master roared, her aura shifting dramatically. The force of life and death that once surrounded her dissipated, replaced by a terrifying poison aura. The poison aura shimmered in 7 distinct colors. Xiao Han, calm down. If you release your poison aura, everything within dozens of miles will be poisoned, Fontian hastily warned. Heh, Fontian, the renowned incense pavilion master, afraid? How rare. Life will be devastated? Well, I suppose you're right. After all, you, Fontian, are a righteous figure who eradicates evil, while I'm just a demoness with blood on my hands. Xiao Han mocked herself, her voice bitter. Even though her face was veiled, both Lin Zhu and Bing Xin could hear the undertones in their master's voice. It seems Master's relationship with the incense pavilion master, Fontian, is quite complicated, Lin Zhu thought to herself, knowing that this topic was taboo within the poison sect, something no one dared mention. Xiao Han, I admit I was wrong. After I finish one last task, I'll come to your sect and guard the mountain, whether you forgive me or not, Fontian said, his tone filled with remorse. You already have the myriad flowers pavilion master. Why are you still bothering me? Xiao Han's heart, which had been racing, gradually calmed after hearing his words. She and I had a misunderstanding. I'll explain everything to you in due time. Fontian hurriedly explained, fearful of being misunderstood by Xiao Han. Suit yourself. I have other matters to attend to, the poison sect master said coolly, her emotions seemingly under control again. Bing Xin noticed the change in her master's demeanor and felt relieved. Next time, I'll give you an explanation, Fontian said earnestly. We'll see, the poison sect master replied nonchalantly before her poison aura surged once more, and in the blink of an eye, she vanished. Xiao Han, I'm truly sorry. But don't worry, my feelings for you are sincere. Fontian stood still, gazing at the spot where Xiao Han and her disciples had disappeared, lost in thought. Cough, cough, Elder Zhu, noticing the awkward silence, cleared his throat. At the sound, Fontian, who seemed deep in thought, coughed as well. Zhu Jin, it must have been tough while I was away. Fontian turned and spoke to Elder Zhu softly. Heh, it's nothing, Master. Elder Zhu chuckled, though his joy was evident. Master, did you break through? Elder Zhu asked tentatively. Yes, I had a lucky breakthrough a few days ago, Fontian murmured, staring off into the distant sky. Congratulations, Master, Elder Zhu exclaimed, overjoyed. This so-called breakthrough wasn't just any advancement. After all, Fontian had become a Do Xian many centuries ago. Keep my return a secret. The fewer people who know, the better, Fontian said quietly. I have some unfinished business to take care of. Master, the Xinling royal family recently sent a 7-star Do Di to encircle some of our 4-star Do Di disciples at the Xinling Imperial Pool, Elder Zhu reported. That old monster from the Xinling royal family. A mere mid-1-star Do Xian. Hardly a threat, Fontian said dismissively, his aura surging once more with overwhelming power. I have things to attend to. Farewell for now, Fantion said before vanishing, leaving Elder Zhu standing alone. This time, it seems our incense pavilion is destined to rise. Elder Zhu exclaimed excitedly. In the next moment, Elder Zhu muttered to himself, those youngsters should have gone to the Death Desert for their training by now. I should head to the Medusa clan too. The Xinling royal family has deployed the entire Dragon Devourer Legion to the Medusa clan. What are they up to? With those words, his figure vanished, heading toward the Medusa clan. The scorching sun hung high in the sky, casting its relentless heat upon the land. The ground below was covered in a thick layer of chalky sand, radiating intense waves of heat. It was clear that the temperature here was unbearable for most ordinary people. This was the westernmost part of the mystic Three Heavens, a place known as the Death Desert. On the outskirts of a mountain range bordering the Death Desert, there were a few small houses hidden within a bamboo grove, almost impossible for anyone to find. Several figures were making their way through the lush bamboo forest toward the houses. Leading them was a man carrying a massive ruler on his back. This should be the place. But why is there no one here? Xiao arrived, scanning his surroundings. Xiao, my young friend. A familiar voice rang out. Moments later, a lean man appeared in Xiaoyan's view. It was the same vendor with whom Xiao had made an agreement. It wasn't easy for us to find you, Xiao said with a smile. The group of three, Xiao, along with Lu Di and Mu Feng, had separated from them after escorting the Cauldron Triflower pupil to the Serpentfolk clan. Using the power left behind by Tu Lang, Xiao had sensed a signal to gather and headed here. When Tu Lang saw Xiao and the others arrive, he wasn't particularly surprised. Although the original agreement was just to ask Xiao to help them deal with a soul-related issue in the desert, nothing had been said about bringing companions. Tu Lang quickly sensed that the two individuals with Xiao were anything but ordinary. The man was none other than Little E, though he had suppressed his power to appear as a perfect 5-star Do D. Still, this was impressive. Xiao himself was only a perfect 4-star Do D, yet he had managed to bring along a perfect 5-star Do D. Combined with his status as an alchemist, this was enough to make Tu Lang view him with admiration. As for Mu Yingying, she still possessed the strength of a mid-5-star Do D. Tu Lang was genuinely surprised. Despite Xiao perfect 4-star Do D level, he had managed to enlist the help of two formidable 5-star Do D experts. The influence of an alchemist was indeed extraordinary. The captain and the others are ready. Once everyone's here, we can set off. Tu Lang grinned. Then let's get going, Xiao said without wasting words. He knew this was a cooperative venture. No need to rush. We're still waiting for 2 more people, Tu Lang added with a slight smile. 2 more? Xiao brow furrowed upon hearing this. Don't worry, young friend. Our Bloodblade mercenary group doesn't have any ulterior motives. These 2 are just connected to our group, so we're bringing them along. But I assure you, when it comes to the desert expedition, we'll be relying on you, Tu Lang explained hastily. He could sense Xiao unease. Alchemists with the power of the Imperial Realm were notoriously cautious, and now that Xiao had agreed to come, they couldn't afford to offend him. After all, alchemists were like a hornet's nest. Poke them, and you'd regret it. All right, I'll wait a bit longer. But who are these 2? Xiao asked. They're said to be friends of our captain, but I don't know the details, Tu Lang replied, quickly glancing at Xiao group before turning away. Friends of the captain, huh? Xiao mused. He had heard that the captain of the Bloodblade mercenary group was a formidable 8-star Do D, and the group even boasted a perfect 7-star Do D, along with 2 6-star Do D experts. On top of that, the group had several 5-star Do D members. Such a terrifying lineup could rival some smaller clans. Before coming here, Elder Zhu had not only given Xiao a Do D pill, but had also warned him about a few things. So Xiao had some understanding of the Bloodblade mercenary group. This guy's strength seems decent, Little E muttered softly. Ever since they had arrived, he had noticed that while Tu Lang appeared lean, his strength was formidable. He was a perfect 6-star Do D. A perfect 6-star Do D was only a step away from becoming a 7-star Do D expert. I wonder what they're after in the desert, given the number of experts they've mobilized. Xiao thought to himself. Based on his experience, mobilizing this many powerful people meant they were after something extraordinary. They're here. The space around them rippled slightly, followed by a surge of invisible do qi. In an instant, two figures appeared nearby. Who are they? As soon as the two figures appeared, Xiao Yan's soul force locked onto them. However, to his surprise, these two were not friends of the Bloodblade Mercenary Group's captain. They were Prince Xin Shan of the Xinling royal family. The other figure, an older man, seemed unremarkable at first, but Xiao Yan could sense an invisible pressure from him, indicating that this elder was no ordinary individual. Allow me to introduce them. The younger one is Deshan, and the elder is Deshui, Tu Lang said with a grin. Since it was nighttime, and both Xiao Yan and Mu Yingying had subtly altered their appearances, Xin Shan didn't recognize them. Strange. Why does that cloaked figure feel so familiar? Xin Shan thought as he glanced at Xiao Yan, but he couldn't quite place the feeling. Both Xin Shan and Elder Zhua had falsified their identities for this trip. Their goal was to cross the Death Desert, a feat no one had ever accomplished. This was all part of Elder Zhua's plan, as he believed that for Xin Shan to become a true leader of the Dragon Devourer Legion, such a trial was essential. More than just a trial, it was a test. Elder Zhua wanted to see if Xin Shan had the qualities to lead one of the three great legions of the Xinling royal family, both in terms of strength and character. This man is an Imperial-class alchemist. On this journey, we'll be relying on you two to protect him at critical moments, Tu Lang explained. Of course, Xin Shan and Elder Zhua agreed. However, after agreeing, Elder Zhua kept a careful eye on Xiao Yan, a sense of unease creeping into his heart. Strange. This boy seems to be hiding something. Even I can't fully see through him, Elder Zhua muttered to himself. After a moment, he let it go, deciding not to alert the cloaked figure to his suspicions. Big brother, this man is very strong, Little E whispered. It was clear that Little E was using his soul force to communicate this message to Xiao Yan. Yeah, I know. Anyone who can stay by the side of Xin Shan, the third prince of the Xinling royal family, is likely no weaker than a 7-star Do D, maybe even stronger. Xiao Yan replied. Stay alert. Xiao Yan transmitted his message to Mu Yingying and Little E. Understood. Both of them nodded in response. Tu Lang glanced at both groups, seeing nothing out of the ordinary, and announced, Now that everyone's here, let's move out. Are they here yet? On a nearby tree branch, three figures stood quietly. The leader was a woman dressed in plain clothes, clearly chosen for ease of movement. However, her form-fitting attire accentuated her graceful and curvaceous figure, causing the two men next to her to cast occasional heated glances in her direction. Captain, Tu Lang just sent word that they're on their way, along with the alchemist and the other two. But I'm not sure if those two will cause any issues for our mission, said one of the men, a scar-faced individual. Those two have a history with me. Since they're also heading into the Death Desert, we'll take them along. If anything goes wrong, I'll take responsibility, the female captain replied. Captain, why are only the four of us going? It seems like our chances of success would be slim, the scar-faced man remarked. Bringing too many people would just make us a bigger target, she said softly. Fair enough, the scar-faced man replied, calming down. Let's wait a bit longer then, the female captain said, and the three of them continued to keep watch. The Bloodblade Mercenary Group was one of the more prominent mercenary groups in Xinling City, mainly because of their formidable overall strength. Their leader, Tang Tang, known respectfully by her subordinates as Sister Tang, was an 8-star Do D, a power level that instilled fear in many. It was common knowledge that even a 7-star Do D could serve as an elder in a sect, so the strength of an 8-star Do D was truly terrifying. In addition to Tang Tang, the core members of the group were no slouches either. Scar-faced Wu Yu, a mid-7-star Do D, along with Tu Lang and Lone Wolf, who were both perfect 6-star Do Dis, made for an elite team that could rival small clans. In the distance, Xiao Yan's group, led by Tu Lang, continued to make their way toward the female captain. However, far off in the Death Desert, a terrifying black storm was slowly forming. Sister Tang, everyone's here. Tu Lang's lean figure soon arrived at their location. Hello, I'm Tang Tang, the captain of the Bloodblade Mercenary Group. It's an honor to have an Imperial-class alchemist like yourself join us, Tang Tang said with a smile as she extended her hand toward the black-robed Xiao. Greetings, I go by Xiao, Xiao responded, using his alias to avoid recognition by Xian Shan, the third prince of the Xinling royal family. I hope we work well together, Tang Tang replied, slightly surprised upon hearing his alias, knowing full well that the alchemist before her was none other than Xiao from the Incense Pavilion. An 8-star Do-D, huh? Little he muttered with a click of his tongue. After all, 8-star Do-D experts were far from common, and those who reached such heights were often revered like ancestors by their sects. And who might these two be? Tang Tang asked after greeting Xiao, looking at the man and woman standing beside him. They are my attendants, Xiao replied with a faint smile from beneath his cloak. Alchemists truly are a remarkable profession, Tang Tang mused. She wasn't surprised. While Xiao himself was only a perfect 4-star Do-D, his status as an alchemist had allowed him to recruit a perfect 5-star Do-D and a mid-5-star Do-D as attendants. This spoke volumes about his influence. As Tang Tang's gaze lingered on Little E, her beautiful eyes couldn't help but linger a little longer. Little Yi's hair was a striking blend of 23 different colors, and his handsome face was so rare that even the other members of the Bloodblade Mercenary Group couldn't help but feel a tinge of envy. With his long, elegant eyelashes, sharp chin, and well-proportioned figure. If not for the fact that they knew Little E was a man, one could easily mistake him for a woman due to his extraordinary beauty. Yingying, on the other hand, was the complete opposite. Dressed in a long robe, her graceful curves were accentuated, and she exuded an air of elegance, like a lotus blooming unstained by the mud. Her beauty was also breathtaking. While the mercenaries gave Xiao group a quick once-over, they soon composed themselves. The Bloodblade Mercenary Group had spent years living on the edge of danger, so they were no strangers to handsome men or beautiful women. Still, it was hard not to take a second glance at Little E and Yingying. You've arrived, Tang Tang said, addressing the two newcomers. The two were none other than Deshan and Deshui. We'll be relying on you to escort us safely this time, Eldershui said, producing a hefty bag of gold coins from thin air. Even without inspecting it closely, it was clear that this bag of gold was worth a fortune. Now that everyone's here, let's go, Tang Tang announced. We're standing at the edge of the Death Desert. Beyond this point lies the heart of the desert, our destination. As soon as she finished speaking, a terrifying aura erupted from her, and she led the way. The rest quickly followed. Tu Lang positioned himself at the back of the group, effectively keeping a close watch on Xiao. Only 4 people, but so well trained. No wonder they're the Bloodblade Mercenary Group, Xiao thought to himself. As they left, the towering trees around them returned to their usual stillness, and the group soon reached the edge of the desert. The temperature near the desert was unbearably hot, and the air itself seemed to warp from the heat, as waves of sand blew through the twisted landscape. The group halted at the desert's edge, not taking a single step forward. Sister Tang, what's wrong? Tu Lang and Lone Wolf asked. A black storm is coming. It seems we'll have to wait it out, Tang Tang said, her eyes locked on a dark object in the distance. The black mass churned violently like a giant charging across the desert, dragging with it massive waves of sand and destructive force. A black storm? I can't believe we've run into something that only happens once every century, Tu Lang exclaimed. Let's go. Even 8-star Do-D experts have to avoid a black storm. We'll wait until it passes before we proceed, Tang Tang ordered, turning to head back. The others nodded in agreement, for they too could feel the overwhelming power radiating from the approaching storm. Even though they were still dozens of kilometers away from the black storm, they could already feel the intense pressure emanating from it. If they were any closer, the scene would undoubtedly be much more terrifying.